What's going on? Welcome back to 100% NUFC. I hope I find you as well. Now, this is just the debate on Rafa Benitez. Now, there's been a lot of speculation in the last week or two that Rafa Benitez could be replaced at the end of the season and we could have a new manager next season. Now, we have been linked with the Lyon coach, who I'm not going to pronounce his name because I don't want to butcher it, of course, but this is what he looks like. And this is who could potentially be managing Newcastle next season. God willing, we're in the Premier League. If Rafa Benitez does not sign his new contract at the end of the season. Now, we all know that Rafa Benitez has been manager for the last 3 seasons. He's done a brilliant job, really bringing the club back to life again from what was a disaster under Steve McLaren. He got us out of the Championship when we got relegated. He stuck by us, and we've managed to have so far 2 successful seasons back in the Premier League. Now, I believe we're going to stay up and we're going to prepare for next season. Now, I'm going to give you my opinion on Rafa Benitez, whether or not he's going to leave or if he's going to stay. Now, in my opinion, I believe Rafa Benitez is going to stay at Newcastle United, but I'd like to know your thoughts and opinions in the comments down below. This is just my opinion. And the reason why I think he's going to stay is because he was given some money in January. Now, yes, it was £21 million on Almiron, and it was only one player. The biggest signing since he's been at the football club in the 3-year tenure. And the fact that we're already on 35 points and we're looking like staying up already. Now, the reason why I believe Rafa Benitez will sign the new contract is because he'll want more of the same in the summer. Now, you look at that January window and think, Almiron has probably made the difference in terms of what he's brought to the field, in terms of bringing extra creativity to the squad, a bit of know-how, bringing the ball from one end of the pitch to the other. Rondon and Perez have become more and more confident, scoring goals and firing us up the league when it looked impossible, before the January window and at the start of the season when we just weren't scoring goals and things were looking difficult. Now, Rafa Benitez seems to be getting the right message across to the players. The players seem to be playing for him, and he seems to be getting somewhere now at the football club where that wasn't the case before. Now, this summer, if he does sign the new contract, he will be expecting money, and the reason why I believe he will sign the contract because he doesn't want to miss out, and he believes now that Mike Ashley, whether he stays on his own or not, that remains to be seen. I believe he probably will. If he's been given some money this January, he will be optimistic that he's going to get money this summer to bolster the squad to really kick on, because Rafa Benitez believes with a bit of investment and a little bit more ambition from the owner, we can push to bigger and better things. I don't see why we can't compete for the top 7. I can't see why we can't compete to be a regular top 10 club. With the crowd that we get, it doesn't make any sense to see why we should be battling relegation every season. And Rafa Benitez, yes, he's a top quality manager. And the only reason why he probably won't sign a new contract would be the reason being another club comes in for him, which has got a bit more ambition. But if you look at Rafa Benitez now, I think his time's up in terms of managing bigger clubs. I mean, he's been there and done it at Liverpool. He's managed Real Madrid, Napoli. And a little bit no disrespect to us, I don't think he's going to find better than us. I just think he's had his time, and I think he wants to build something at Newcastle. He wants to build something here at St James's, but Mike Ashley, of course, has got to have the same ambition that he showed in January in the summer, and I believe Rafa Benitez will be hoping and clinging on that Mike Ashley does, give him the investment to take the club forward next season. Because I believe in Rafa Benitez, I really do. I love Rafa Benitez, and he's just so positive. Yes, he can be stubborn in terms of how he sets up the team, in terms of some of the things he says at the press conferences, but I like a manager who says it how it is, tells the truth, and just gets on with it. And he's a manager who doesn't sort of think too far ahead of himself. He's more, let's just take each game at a time. And that gives me huge confidence, because there's no point thinking 2, 5, 10 games ahead. It's best to focus on one game, then prove on the next game to where you left off. So, of course, we've just had Bournemouth. We've now got the international break. He'll be looking at that game, analysing it, thinking, we could do better against Arsenal if we improve on this or any mistakes that were made away at Bournemouth. And then, of course, the home games such as Southampton and Crystal Palace, you'd be looking at how, we got back into the game against Everton and won the game to what we should be doing to start better against Crystal Palace. But Rafa Benitez, for me, will want a lot of assurances, of course. And, of course, there's a lot of speculation. There's a lot of managers, of course, who want to manage Newcastle United because, we're an attractive football club, regardless of what anybody says. We've got the stadium. We've got the facilities, yet not properly up to date, but it'll get there. We've got what it takes to challenge in the top 7. If the manager gets the right backing from the owner, the correct tools, Newcastle United Football Club can go anywhere. It really can. And once we take off, that's it. It sort of happened under a spell against other clubs back in the day, when we got written off and Alan Pardew got into the Europa League. He got to 5th place when, to be fair, nobody gave a hope that would get anywhere near 5th place. I think we're more tipped to be sort of mid-table, battling relegation. Anything is possible if he's given the tools. And Rafa Benitez, in my opinion, is the most experienced manager, who I believe at the minute is the right manager to take Newcastle United forward, but it all stems down to the owner. And getting somebody from Lyon, the coach, I don't know too much about him. Rafa Benitez at the moment has got Premier League experience, and I've said that in numerous videos. He's got what it takes to, know what it's about to analyse against the other English clubs when we come up against them. And I believe losing Rafa Benitez, yes, it's not going to be the end of the world, but it would sort of break many Newcastle United fans' hearts because of what he's done in the 3 years that he's been here. And of course, the blame will all go down to Mike Ashley and the board. Rafa Benitez, of course, will want the assurances, like I've mentioned in this video, but I believe he will get the assurances. And if he doesn't, I'll be very, very surprised. But if he does walk away, then, of course, you don't blame him. But it's all about staying positive and believing that he will sign the new contract at the end of the season. Of course, I'd like to know your thoughts about the current situation of Rafa Benitez. Do you think he will stay at Newcastle United, and why? Or do you think he'll leave Newcastle United, and why? And what's your current thoughts of the current situation surrounding Rafa Benitez, his future going forward with Newcastle United? What do you think is going to happen in the next couple of months? And also, just to throw a few other things in, do you think we're safe on 35 points? Do you think we need a couple more wins? Because I believe we need a couple of wins to be safe. But the question is, will Rafa Benitez stay, or will he leave Newcastle United Football Club? Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Get your comments in down below. If you are new, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. It's free. Also hit the notification bell so when a video gets released from yourself, you'll never miss it. And hit that like button. It really would mean the world to us. Can we hit 20 likes? That's a target I'd like to think we can reach. If we don't, we don't. But it would be amazing. And thank you so much for watching. How are the lads?